Hey Jasmine, it's Wednesday, December 3rd, and I feel like crap today. Like, no lie. It's not gonna be a fun day. So I'm filming this between classes like I usually do because I don't have any other time to do it because finals are next week, so I'm stressing out about that. And of course I'm really just not feeling good, and yeah, we're not going to go there. So Monday after my video, I don't remember exactly when I filmed my video, so whatever. I did my classes, went to math, almost fell asleep in math because I hadn't slept at all the night before, if you don't remember that. That was really bad. So I did math class, and I almost fell asleep in it, and it was just really bad altogether. And then I went to lunch, and I came back to my room, and I read my lit, did a bunch of stuff on the computer. I can't remember what I did now. I think I did homework, but I don't remember. So, there was stuff that got done, and it took up a lot of time. And then I stupidly decided to nap for a half hour, which, when you haven't slept the night before, and you only let yourself have a half hour to nap, it kind of doesn't work great. I had set the alarm on my phone, and when it went off, I literally considered just chucking my phone across the room and not paying attention. But I hit the snooze button, finally got up, and then I had to get ready and go to my choir rehearsal, and I had to leave that early. Oh, jeez. Sorry, my phone. So anyway, I went to the rehearsal. I had to leave early because I had to go to work at 5, and the rehearsal was running over. So a bunch of us, like half the choir, had to leave for classes, and I had to go to work. So, I get a text as I'm heading there from Nick, and I met up with him, and he stayed in the library both hours that I was working and did homework while I did work. And I got out of my shelf reading by getting to delete more books out of the system, which is pretty exciting because I'm really good at it. So, and then we went to dinner with Nick's grandmother, her grandmother's boyfriend or whatever, and his uncle and stuff, so that was nice. We went to this cool little pizza place, and they closed at 8, and we were there, so they stayed open a half hour later for us, which I felt really bad about. The people were really nice about it and everything. The food was good, so I was excited, and I'll definitely be going back there at some point. So Nick is staying at his uncle's inn, so we went and just hung out in his room for a little bit, and then I went back to my room, showered, was going to meet back up with him, completely passed out. I crawled into bed to wait for him to call me so we could meet back up, this was at 1 o'clock in the morning, which, you know me, that's totally not me. So I crawled in bed, and the last thing I remember was waking up several hours later in the same exact position I was in when I got into bed. And I had missed 4 calls from him and a bunch of text messages of him freaking out, hoping I was okay and everything. So we resolved that whole issue the next day. But Jasmine, I messaged you freaking out that he was mad at me, and it was just an interesting happening. So then yesterday I did classes, hung out with him, had the choir concert, which was actually pretty good. It went over well. It was our final exam. Dad and Nana came to see it, which was exciting. And Mission Impossible went over fantastically. We had a small group, and they were going to be seeing Seasons of Love. So when we came back from the intermission, we thought that that's what they were going to do. Well, they tell us we're doing Mission Impossible, and we're like, okay, well, why is there a group? So as soon as we start singing, 2 kids drop to the floor and just start rolling around, and everyone else is oh. So we had just this little group in front of us that was just being the super spies the whole time, and it was hysterical. Like, I didn't think we'd be able to get through the song because we were like giggling crazily, because we had this big idea. Like, we totally wanted someone to just go like rolling across the floor, like, you know, Tom Cruise, Mission Impossible type thing, and it actually happened. So it was absolutely brilliant. It was one of those you had to be there. And I was gonna have my dad film that song, and I didn't, and I totally regret that now, because that would have been the best footage to like insert right here, of just like two of the kids, one of the girls and one of the guys, just dropping to the floor and just rolling as everyone else has these little finger guns. And at the end, the last big note, it's like this really high note for the sopranos. One of the guys got in the middle of the floor and was like, all like, huh, and everyone just like pointing their little guns at him. It was great. So that was really fun. And then I hung out with Nick the rest of the night, got back at like 12:30, and then woke up this morning for classes, and I'm exhausted still, and I'm cranky. I have 2 speeches to write, lit book to read, more stuff that I'm gonna have to do for lit. I have a paper in English that I gotta tweak and send to mom to fix, and I'm so glad this semester is over next week, and I will be home on Thursday for a whole month. And that is why today is awesome, because I have a week left, and then I get a month for break. Alright, well, Jasmine, I will see you tomorrow.